Hi everyone, Joella here. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Oh, my word, I can't even get a word out. Don't forget to like and subscribe down at the bottom. I just had some fruit, so I guess it's coming back up at me. Oh my goodness. So today's my first day back in North Carolina. So technically now it's February 22nd at 3:49 in the morning. Yeah, it's almost 4 in the morning. I haven't gone to sleep yet. I'm still winding down from being on the plane and everything, right? But I wanted to go back to the new moon a couple days ago. So I had a lot of really interesting experiences happen to me on this particular day. The new moon was February 20th, which, let's see. Yeah, that was Monday, the 20th. Monday, the 20th was the new moon. I'm finally home and sitting in my space, settling in. It's taking me so long. And just have the one bag to unpack, but when I said hi to my son like 3 or 4 times, I couldn't stop going in there to hug him. He missed me, I missed him. It was great. um, I ate a bunch of fruit. I was starting to pass out, so I put my salad away. Oh, yeah, I was super exhausted, but I wanted to make this new moon video of all the incredible things that happened to me on the new moon this year. You know, new moon being in Pisces and everything, with the water flow and all of that. And with my middle name meaning water goddess, goddess of the lake, I should say. I'm still very connected to water, even though I'm an air sign. So it just happened that on the new moon in Pisces, what do? My friend takes me to the beach. So I got to celebrate with water on the beach. I brought out all my new crystals that I bought at Carmeluck in, I can't pronounce that word right. I always screw it up. Con, it's not Karma. Campu, Kama, Texas. Right? So I was on the boardwalk of Kama, Texas. And I stopped in this really cool store called Carmeluck. In Carmeluck, I got my rose quartz bust. Isn't that amazing? I love it so much. So I'm getting ready to do another blessing for it because I cleaned everything, you know, before I connected everything to everything. I got a little bloodstone while I was there. I got 3 labradotes, and then I forgot the other one. But it was another L. So they're my little buddies at the beach. If you watch my beach video, you'll see them sitting in the car with me. So before I get into everything, I just want to show you this gorgeous tiger's eye heart that my friend gave me. I wasn't expecting him to give it to me. It kind of overwhelmed me, but I was super excited. So look, he gave me this tiger's eye heart. It's so gorgeous. I love the ring around it. The way it shines. And you see the little baby heart inside, and like how it borders the heart. It's so nice. I love it. It's so special to get a tiger's eye, a tiger's eye heart for the new moon. I've never been blessed so intensely before. And then this new moon was so magical for me. I mean, it was just one amazing thing after another. Because, first of all, I was in Texas. And, like, there's, like, almost no beaches in Texas. Like, there's some lakes there, here and there. But I got to go to an actual beach. So, the beach was in Galveston. So, Galveston is about 45 minutes to an hour away from, I said it, Kamar, comma, bleh. Anyway, I said it in there somewhere. Kama, comma, karma. It's not karma. I said it. Can't. Anyway, I said it before. Yeah, I get tongue tied on that word. I think I'm gonna have to write it down 20 times to remember it. So, I got to go to the one on the boardwalk, the one I can't pronounce. Though I'll have videos up about it in Texas. And you got to see the seagulls all over, and they had the roller coaster ride, so it was really, really cute. But yeah, we just kind of like walked the boardwalk, because it was a little too touristy for me. But it was also kind of nostalgic because you always want to stop at the boardwalks at any port you go to because they're all kind of similar but different, and it's a good feeling to have with the social atmosphere and the live bands and the music in the background and everything. But I really love going to the Karma store, and we went to this amazing Thai restaurant there. Can't remember the name of it right now because I wasn't prepared for this video. I really just wanted to get into all the amazing things that happened to me on the new moon. So on the new moon, yeah, see, um, we went to Galveston Beach. And on our way into Galveston Beach, we stopped at this fresh juice place. Um, it's called Mini Juice Bar or something like that, I think. We were going to go to this other place that was like loci smoothies and wraps. It turned out it was right next door. We just missed it by one door, but since we walked in the first place and they had fresh pressed juice with an auger, it was like, yeah, because I had been craving fresh pressed vegetable juice like ever since I left North Carolina. So yeah, all the whole week I was there and in Texas, I was like, I need juice. I was like, I need veggie juice, not just like smoothie juice. Because I was having smoothies and a little bit of tea, but not a lot of tea because I didn't bring my tea with me traveling and stuff. So I was so excited to have this real, fresh, pressed veggie juice. It was so cool. But it took forever because they only had the one auger machine. But anyway, I'm sure they'll get the system a little more worked out. So we took our drinks down to the beach. And could you believe it? We got to park on the beach. I've never done that before. That was like super cool for me. I mean, some people might have a feeling about it, but there was hardly anyone on the beach. There was maybe like 4 or 5 cars, and the birds were everywhere, and it was all shallow, so like you could run. And it was so cool watching the kids run and play and the dogs and everything. It was just like we were all right there just chilling. So I could actually sit in the car and sketch while I was just enjoying the ambiance and soaking it all in. Um, I did attempt to go swimming in the freezing cold water. Yes, it was freezing cold, even though it was in Texas, because we are still technically in winter. It's February. So the water to the ocean is still super cold. Even when I went to Miami, the water was super, super cold. I got in there because it was sunnier and it wasn't as windy. It was crazy windy when we went to Galveston, Texas. But it was super enjoyable. My friend did go diving in the water. I was so proud of him. I'm like, yes, you go do that. You know, I don't know if you know, immerging your body into cold water is a great healing mechanism because it stimulates all the different parts of your body that haven't been used or anything that needs like a flush through. Is kind of what it does. It kind of does this flush through and wakes everything in your body back up and like rejuvenates it and gives it a new kind of energy so it can flow in a better way. Again, it will release swelling, it will enhance breathing, all kinds of stuff. Anyway, so I did attempt to go in the water, but I didn't get very far. It was just overwhelmingly cold for me. Yeah. I did say it was almost 4 in the morning. So it was really fun when we were stopping in the juicing place. They had that old fashion woven carpet from back in the 60s. So I took my shoes off while I was walking around. My friend was tripping out because I was like taking my shoes off everywhere we went. Because that's what I do. That's why I wear sandals. I'm from Miami. You know, I can't take the beach out of me. It's there. It's always there. And so we're at the beach and I sketched for him. And then I needed to go to the bathroom. And he was so nice because he went into the country bar with me because I was feeling sketched. And, you know, it was a little shady for him, but the fact that we went into there together was like cool. No one bothered us or anything like that. It's just sometimes when you go into certain places, you feel a certain emotion, especially when they're unfamiliar. I don't know, I get highly sensitive to things like that, so I just like always want to check myself or have someone with me so I don't have to worry about extra energies because I didn't do my whole grounding ceremony or anything because I wanted to lay myself open for him in communications because I was meeting a new friend and all that stuff and the universe and my guides and everything has been telling me to like open up to new experiences and let things flow more. So that's what I've been doing. Letting go of things and places and people that no longer serve me, that continue to hurt me in ways uncontrollably. Like, I don't even know how to put it, but yeah, I've been going through this whole release intention from the full moon to the new moon. Like for the past 2 weeks, I like been just putting out this intention of meeting new people and going to new places. Like for example, I was carrying my nutmeg with me for travel. Whole nutmegs. When I travel, I like to carry 3. Um, I forget the significance. When you're just using it for like prosperity and stuff, you only need 1. But I'll be doing emotional process with that. It's just like I carried my ginger root for success, you know, because it makes me feel good. And then, like, if I needed it for emergency medical, I always have it with me. Yeah, I like to have my little herbs that I learned traveling on the plane what I could and couldn't take because it's been almost a decade going flying on this trip. So it was a whole new learning experience in a lot of ways. So it was funny because after we went to the beach and then we went to the place for me to go to the bathroom, I saw pool tables and he's like, well, there's this place with a pool. Maybe it won't be as cold as the beach. So I'm like, okay, we'll try it out. It smelled funny in that place. Like, I don't know, like bleach or alcohol or too much of something. So then I was like, well, let's go back to the first place we were supposed to go to from the GPS and not go in the wrong door. So we both laughed about that a couple of times. And we went back to the place we were supposed to go to, which was the Lokai Smoothie and shop that was right next door to it. And that's where we had the most incredible, amazing, magical experience. That's where we got to meet Marsha and Lindsay, mother and daughter, and baby. So Marsha was grandbaby and Lindsay was mom to baby. And grandma was there with baby. And beautiful, beautiful little one. And the way the seats were, we got to sit in like these little glass alcoves. So the sun was shining in. We got to take our shoes off and sit in this little area, which was perfect for baby on the other side, you know, because it's like this whole little enclosed area they can play in. And so took up pictures. Marsha came over to take pictures of me and my friend. And before she took pictures, she was like, oh my god, you guys are so beautiful and magical. Could I please take a picture of you? And we're like, yeah, sure. And my friend's looking at me like, has this ever happened to you before? And I'm like, oh yeah. And he's like, okay, I'll go with this. Let's flow with this. This is a new thing. I was like, yeah, no, it's a thing. If you're going to hang out with me, it's going to be a regular thing. And he's like, looking at me like, okay. And so we exchanged social media and she got all excited. And our daughter showed up, and which was Lindsay, and she talked to her for a while, and then she came over, and she complimented us, and that's when the magic happened. Because then she was talking about how she was so grateful that she was able to hear. Because I told her, "Congratulations, you're doing an amazing job. I'm so proud of you for being a new mom." And she thanked me for hearing that. And at that moment, I was like, "Wait." So I got up, I went over to her, and I hugged her and gave her space so she could release all that was holding on to her that day. And then my friend, he got into it too. Um, so then it was like this amazing experience where the three of us were like just like in this inner circle of love and unconditional love and this healing energy, and you could just see it coming off of us, right? And it was just so beautiful, and she cried a little, and it was all good. We were super happy, and then we hugged a little more. We took turns doing hugs all over the place. It was great. It was so elating. And then we went back to our little areas and finished eating and stuff, and then they went on their way and do their mommy and daughter thing, and we said goodbye to them, and praised them one more time, and was so also happy, and got to exchange social media, so now we can always be in communication and stuff like that. Super excited about it. It was just so gratifying. I'm just so grateful that we were able to meet them and help them, and that they felt such gratitude for knowing us as we were able to express return gratitude to them. It was just blissful, beyond blissful. And the food was so fresh and beautiful. And we had the sun warming us up through the glass, which was perfect because it was a little windy, chilly outside. But yeah, being inside in the sun, it felt like we were gazing on the beach, but we weren't. It was great. So now we're sitting and eating, and we could hear the girls in the kitchen talking about us, and we were just kind of like chill about it, and like, oh, it was all complimentary, and you could hear the owners telling the other girls, it's just another day, it's okay, it's a beautiful thing, this is what can happen, da 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 da. And then when we were getting up to get ready to leave, the owner came up to us to talk to us, to thank us for being who we were and all of that. And we're like, "Oh, thank you so much for having this establishment so we could come and share this energy with you and be able to build our energy too with your wonderful food and the way you nourish us. We thank you. We bless you for it." And then she was so excited and so happy. And then she told us her story about how they came into the restaurant and a little bit about her husband and her kid. And I was like, "Oh my gosh, that's so beautiful." Because they didn't just own the Low Kai Smoothie and Subs restaurant, they own the veg, fresh juice place next door, the mini juice bar. They own both of them. I was like, "Oh wow, that's so neat." So they make the one for the juice and the other for food. And I was like, "It's so interesting." And then I was like, "Well, wait a minute. My friend lives in Houston." Because my friend that came with me, the one that was being my wonderful, amazing tour guide, and it turned into this magical day. Never thought I would experience everything I experienced that day, and we got to share it together. And so she started telling me this, and then, of course, my networking brain starts thinking, right? So I'm like, "Well, we just did a body paint, right? Event." And I'm thinking, well, the coordinator of the event, Valerie, she lives in Houston, which is only like an hour from Galveston. And she was just there the other day for the parade, Mardi Gras parade. So I was like, "Would you be interested in having a body paint party at your store?" And she was like, "Oh my God." She was so excited about the idea. And then she was telling me about they have art walk every month. Like first Friday we have in Raleigh, North Carolina. So I was like, "Oh, that's wonderful." I was like, "I'll hit up Valerie. I'll cross communicate with you." So I took down both of her restaurants on her personal Facebook and everything, messaged Valerie, gave each other their information. So hopefully she'll be able to do a paint jam at the juice smoothie and juice wrap place and juice bar. I'm so excited to be able to put them together and that kind of networking. It just really felt beyond blissful to be able to connect all these new people together. You know, everybody's like, well, how do I bring in new customers? Well, what do I do for the summer? Because the season dies down for painting at a certain time because of weather and stuff. So being able to bring them together to give them a whole new everything, it was a very uplifting, magical moment. And then, so my friend, he was like, I've never had anything like that happen before. And I was like, just go with the flow. That's what I do. I love to network and put people together and make things happen. You know, find situations and create ideas. And I'm generally not always the one to follow through with the ideas. I'm the one that likes to plant the seeds and lets them grow. I mean, I can do all the planning and the work if someone wants to, you know, financially back me in all those situations of concepts and ideas that I have, because I can tell you, you give me an idea and I'll brainstorm it out and I'll tailor it to any situation so it just works smoothly and amazingly. That's what I do. I'm a coordinator in every aspect, not just with food, not just with spirit, but like all interrelated with nature, with elements, with earth. The more earth element there is, the more I can just like throw it all together and make something out of nothing, because that's what I love to do, is making something out of nothing. So that day was all filled with that, and we spent so much time in the restaurant talking to everyone that I was almost late to dinner. But that was okay because the other guests were late to dinner too. So I was kind of early to be late. I was late, but I was early. But before we left Galveston, right before we left, the fog set in, like super, super thick. And it was funny too because right before we got to the restaurant, he's like, oh yeah, I love to drive through fog. It's no big deal. It's kind of different. I was like, okay, cool. Power to you. Me no likey. I've done fog. I don't like fog. I'd rather drive through a snowstorm. At least it swirls and I can see and I can go through the dark. You know, I have my vision that way. There's no vision in fog. It's just, if you don't see that road right in front of you, and half the times you can't even use your brights in fog. So I'm like, not about it. But anyway, on the drive back to my friend's house for dinner, we drove through the cemetery. So I was like all fogged out. And he took pictures of me and I did a little videos. I can't wait to make a little music video out of that. Oh yeah. Oh my goodness. It was so much fun. And it hasn't stopped. Like I can't get all the words out fast enough from all the things that kept happening. So after we did that and everything, and then I went to my friend's house and had dinner with her family. And then we crashed out. And then we woke up the next morning and we did the rush to the plane. to the airport and everything. And I had half my sandwich left over, so we shared that, my friend and I, my friend / boss, we shared it for breakfast. So we had something in our stomachs before we got on the plane from Houston to Atlanta. We had a long layover in Atlanta, like 4 hours. I don't even know. But she found this the restaurant that had some vegan food. It was Mediterranean. It was awesome. It was good vegan food in an airport. Yo, I was like tripping. That was so neat. And then I was like, and I wasn't satisfied with my drink because it was kind of warm. So she's like, well, we'll get some smoothies later. Let's go find our area. And I was like, okay. You know, we still had some time to kill, so I didn't understand why we couldn't get the smoothie before walking. Like, why would we want to do all that walking? Because that airport's big. But it's okay. She took us walking, and then she made a phone call because she couldn't find the right spot. But it was a little further because thought it was D11, but it was D22. And then when we got there, to my surprise, complete surprise, she was surprising me on purpose, was the Spa Express. I'm like, what are we doing? She's like, we're going to get massages. I'm like, really? Oh, I felt so blessed. I can't even tell you. And this whole trip that I went on, so yeah, because right now I'm talking about the last day coming home, right? So yeah, we got a half-hour massage in the chair, and then we used the chair massage for half an hour. So it's like getting a full hour massage, and oh my gosh, it was so amazing. And then we went back and got smoothies, and then we chilled at our seat, and then took turns like walking around, but she did more walking than I did because I was just like whatever. And then she's like, I'm gonna go get something else to drink. So she went to get some water. I was like, chocolate. And then she came back with these chocolate covered almonds with dark chocolate. I was like, whoa, like how did you find those? She's like, I don't know, but it's a big bag, help me eat it all. So I had my chocolate fix. Don't get me wrong, I still keep my cacao with me when I travel, so I can at least eat my beans as I go. I do my 3 beans for ceremony all the time. Yeah, I don't have the bag in front of me. Oh yeah, I do. Remember this bag? Yeah, from Sherry in Arizona. Yeah, Living Chocolate. If you ever go to Sedona, Arizona, go to Living Chocolate. Sherry makes the best cacao. Well, drinks. She doesn't grow the cacao. She gets the cacao from like Belize and stuff. It's so good. And yeah, I love it. Anyway, so yeah, this new moon, it, it it never stopped. Even before the new moon started, it was like a prepare up to, and then like that day, and just magically helping people because the day before was we were resting after the event, and we were all drained out and we had headaches and we couldn't really do much, so we went to the boardwalk in Kuma. I said it right. The day before, so that was really nice. We had dinner out there at the Thai restaurant and stuff, and that's where I got my little Buddha, my little bust. It's not a Buddha, my little rose quartz bust. And because like the day before that, we couldn't get out of bed after the body paint event. And if you see one of my videos, I have like this face. It looks so gorgeous. It looks like a glowing sun, but it's not the sun. It also kind of looks like an impression of her impression of me on my chest. Yeah, it was really neat. You have to look for it. I've done a couple TikTok videos with it. I'll probably do some more. Anyway, so it's just been this really magical experience. And then, of course, ironically, I get a message from this one person, this family member that I thought it was like truly bonding with over the holidays. And then somewhere in the midst of things, communication just, and it was like during my downward spiral depression. So when I got the message from this person today, I was like, oh, well, do I even read the message? Should I have time to respond? I mean, they took 2 months to message me. It must not be important. So I was like, well, I gotta finish with getting home and stuff, because the messages started coming in as soon as I got off the plane, because it was on airplane mode. So I don't know if they started typing while I was on the plane or once I got off the plane. But like there's some messages coming in. So I just didn't worry about it until I got home. And after because I had like an hour drive home, not quite, but almost, from my friend's house where my car was parked after getting home from the airport. So I didn't get home till like, I don't know, 11ish at night from waking up at 5 a.m. But that's like how it was leaving North Carolina to go to Atlanta the day before. Well, no, I shouldn't say that. Leaving North Carolina to Atlanta was afternoon. Leaving Atlanta to Houston was super early in the morning. Because as soon as we landed in Houston from Atlanta to our trip in, we went straight to the TV station. Like, she was doing my makeup at the TV station in 10 minutes. She painted my whole face. And we did an interview on TV with my face painted, talking about her paint, talking about the event. It was the most amazing thing. I was like, we just got our 5 minutes of fame. Of course, my friend's been on Skin Wars, so she's knows all about things. I mean, I've been on TV, but not like that. Because I've been like an extra in a few movies here and there back in the day before I really got into modeling. But I put it on the shelf for a while because of COVID and the split and everything. I was just too emotionally drained out. But this new year, I've already done 3 body paints and a couple of photo shoots. Maybe 2 or 3. I'm not even sure. I can't keep it straight in my head. But I know I have at least 2 more to do here in North Carolina before I leave to go back to Florida again. And when I go back to Florida, I'm probably going to do at least another 2 or 3 more body paints. I'm so excited. Like, body paint is my favorite style of modeling. Like, everything since this new year and we came into Aquarius and Jupiter and everything, it's been air sign, water sign, air sign. I've just been flowing. Everything's just been coming my way. It's just been like the perfect, great divine. All I have to do is sit and be blissful, and things just come to me, and like opportunities and experiences and meeting all these amazing, incredible people. And it was so cute. She passed out little medals to all the ones that got painted in the competition, even though I wasn't a contestant because I was painted by one of the judges. Yeah, the Houston Body Paint Convention. So excited. I can't wait for next year. Yeah, man, because we went for the first year. I got to see her grow from the ground up. That just makes me so happy. Because I love being able to be there in the beginning of something and watching it grow. Like I said, I love planting seeds, you know. So I'm just so excited. Oh my gosh. And I met one of the most amazing special effects body paint artists, Mona. Ooh, she is so incredible. I got to watch her dress up this model while she was giving someone a private lesson, a very dear friend of mine that I admire immensely. So it was just amazingly unimaginable that I would go through all these different things. Like, as soon as we finished with the TV interview, we went straight to lunch, and they bought me lunch, and I was like, oh my gosh, and they made sure the lunch was like a vegan-based restaurant style, or that they had good vegan food, and it was just so good. I can't remember the name of the restaurant because I was doing so many things. And then after the restaurant, my boss surprised me by taking me to the Korean spa in Dallas. And I have to tell you, that Korean spa in Dallas was the biggest one I've been to yet. So far, I've been to 3. I am definitely, and I mean definitely, going to one every month now. I don't care where I am. I'm going to find them. Yeah, because it's just beyond too much fun. But when I go to Miami, if I don't find a Korean one, I will go to the Russian Turkish bath again, because they have a saltwater jacuzzi. Now, I know there was another place that opened up when I was going to massage school, but I can't remember. I want to call it Aqua Spa, but I don't know. I have to look it up. Anyway, because they have all the water things. They have all the spas, the saunas, I should say. All the different kinds of saunas. They have the aromatherapy sauna. They have the hot wood sauna. They have the Greek style sauna, and then the different jacuzzis, and then the cold dunk. Yeah, it's just incredible. And to be able to do it like in Miami by the beach is just so cool. I miss those days. So I'm really getting back into that. Loving the self-care. Loving how my boss makes sure that we both do self-care in between work while we're working. It's just so cool. And going to the Gangnam Spa in Houston, Texas. It was so elaborate. It was like walking into a marble castle. And, you know, we invited some people to go, so we were able to network while we were at the spa. As my boss says, we're like the mafia, hanging out at the spa, making meetings. Oh my gosh, I loved that. So when she said that, I was like, I'm using that. That is so cool. Because it was true. It felt like, oh, it just, it was amazing. I can't even, I mean, I know I'm explaining it to you, but I still can't fully express everything that I experienced while I was going through it. Because, like, the emotional beauty of it all and everything. So it's going to be really interesting to see how my flow is for this new moon. You know, because it's been winter and everything, my flow has been coming about 2.5 days after the new moon. So I'll probably wake up with it in the morning because I can already feel my body starting to shift and get ready for flow. But I am so happy. Oh my goodness. And like, the releasing of the last new moon was very different than the new moon before, because the one in December was when I was going through my holiday of depression, where I felt like I was in a suicidal state, but I wasn't. It was I was going through an ego death. I wasn't wanting to go through suicide. It was really hard to explain. I need to do some writing on it so I can do a separate video about it. Is the levels and everything. I kind of touched on some things in some videos when I talk about the new moon and the full moon. But yeah, I'm gonna do a video about the full year's progression at some point. I know I still have a few videos I haven't posted yet, but I'm gonna put this one up first because it's current and it's about the new moon, and I want to make sure I get it out there as soon as possible, so when people see it, they can still do a new moon ritual. So the new moon ritual I'm gonna do for myself right now, of course, is a money abundance kind of ritual. So I have all my my new stones to be with me over here. I gotta turn the heater off. Hold on. It kicks on without me asking it to. Oh yeah, that's my mirror back there. Anyway, so first step, we have a green candle. So the first thing we want to do is cleanse our candle. So we'll get our sage, my twitchy. So I haven't used it in a minute. The freak. I just put fluid in while I was gone. Is it leaking out while I'm out of town? I wonder. Because, like, I might need to get a new one. I don't know. I might. Because I took it on my last road trip and didn't really use it. And then when, might need a new flint or something. I don't know. I didn't use it. So then when I got home and I tried to use it, takes butane. It went light and I had to put butane in again. But I put the butane in right before leaving, so it should have still been in there. But I remember hearing a hissing noise out of it. So I don't know. I might need a new one. Short now. There we go. Now we can light the sage. Yay! Ugh, I haven't lit my sage in so long. I did buy a little mini San Pelio stick So I would have something for cleansing. Yeah, I'm not sure where I said it. Like, unpacked everything. So, first thing I'll do is I'll hold it in intention. Close our eyes to cleanse it. As we use the sage to clear any energies, any negative energies away. Leave an open channel for positive, abundant, prosperous energy. Okay. Now we want to bless it. So by blessing it, we call in our angels or archangels, our guides or ancestors, or whoever you want to call them. Archangel Michael, if you have anyone in particular. Call in. I call in my angels, my ancestors, my archangels to help me bless this candle, to activate this candle, to bring it alive, to fill it with energy coming from me, to connect with me, to help me to manifest prosperity, power, and abundance. Open me up to the new opportunities that come with the new moon. Cleanse me of the past that no longer serves me. Cleanse me of the people that no longer hold me back. Flourish me with the people that bring me up and move me forward in my life. Now, I want you to bring in financial abundance, prosperity, love. So I can express to the world the beauty that we all possess in our own mindsets. I don't want to use that. I like that. Oh, let's see, what is this? Yeah, okay, that's an ad. So, has a little agate oil. So, I'll put a little on the bottom. I'll put some on the wick. And put some on the candle itself. Oh, sorry. Have the paper under me because I don't want to get it on my clothes. So I'll anoint the candle with my oil. I got a little too much on the wick, but that's okay. I'll put in a little candle holder. Get all the extra oil off my hands. So I don't need it turning into like this whole big thing. Oh, you know, I want to be safe about it. Okay. So now take the candle and I command thee to bring in the power of financial abundance and prosperity into my life. And now I light the candle. And I'll let it burn for the rest of the evening as it attracts all financial abundance to me. Oh yeah, one more thing that made my new moon so amazing. Oh, I did talk about it already. I was going to talk about it again. My tiger's eye heart. I know, right? I have so many amazing things. I got my tiger's eye heart. I got my rose quartz bust. I got my bloodstone. I got my labradorite. And then the other one I can't remember that kind of looks like bloodstone, but it's not. Oh yeah, and then the 2 stones or rocks that I got at the beach. Because I didn't want to collect shells because I was afraid they'd break on the travels because everything was so packed so tight. So I only took the 2 rocks. I gave him 2 shells. Since he gave me his heart, I gave him some seashells that I had picked. They're the coil cone ones. I love those. They're like my favorite I would pick with my grandma. So I don't know if you can see how many babies. And then, since this is a new moon, I did get one more thing when I was in the Carmelite store. Now, I did cleanse them a little bit before I put them in my bag, but I just took the wrapper off, so I want to cleanse them again. But first, I'm going to knock the casing, make sure there's no spirits on that. And then we're going to take them out. And I'm going to get the sage. And I'll light it from the candle, so it gets the candle blessing this time. Because it took a while to do the candle blessing. Because I had to do this first smudge. And this time instead of my torchy to get it going. And now, first we will cleanse the case. So I used the San Palio before, but now I use the sage to cleanse the case. Because the cards go back in the case, so we want to make sure the case is clear. Now the cards. Cleanse these cards so they're only for me. Cleanse these cards so they're only for me. Bring love and light. Only cleanse these cards only for me with love and light. Cleanse these cards only for me with love and light. Cleanse these cards only for me with love and light. Cleanse these cards only for me and bring in financial joy, power, and abundance to thee. Okay. I'm only going to do a 1-card pull because we're already 47 minutes into this deck. I mean, into this video. So, these are Ruin Oracle cards. I've never had Ruin Oracle cards. I've been wanting to work with ruins. So I saw the cards and I was like, okay, cool. Well, we just had 2 drop out. So I'll stick the others down. We got, yeah, I will definitely need some interpretations with these. Elwes and Lucas. There's Elwes and Lucas. So I'm going to need to get my ruins book to understand this. I don't know if I can see it in my room. I haven't really used it much, so I'm going to have to look these 2 up and tell you about them in part 2. I know, as corny as it is, it's my first time pulling from this deck. And I need my ruins book, because this deck doesn't come with an interpretation. Yeah. Engraved on the cards as they were in stone in the ancient northern druids, the runes convey the power and wisdom of the ages. So yeah, I need to find my runes book to interpret the card numbers, because I haven't worked with runes yet. But I got rune cards instead of the rune stones, because they didn't have the stones at the store. And I really love that store, and I wanted to support it as much as I could. Had the best cashier. Her name was Danny. She was so super sweet. She told me the owner's name a few times, but you know, I only remember so much. Meeting a Danny and a Daniel, it was easy to remember those names. Anyway, so I will have a part 2 here in a minute to explain what these two cards mean. So this is part 1 of the new moon, February 20th, discussing on February 22nd, because this is my first day home and my first moment alone to make a video. So remember, I love you, and I love me, and you love you, and I'll take care of me, and you take care of you, and we'll be good. You have an amazing grand rising, you beautiful souls. Remember, burn your green candle with intention tonight. Bring in blessings, powers, and abundance.